Hello everyone, it's Bernadette, Simply Be Art in Cape Town. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm using a beach scene color palette because that's exactly what I'm doing for you in this video. I've got two colors for my beach sand. I've got a beige and a color called beach sand. And then I've got the blues for the ocean. I've mixed up a color called Verte. I've also mixed up a color called Ceruleun blue, and then I've got a cobalt blue as well as a phthalo blue. So those are the colors that I will be using in this video. I've got the brands listed in the description box below. I'm also going to be using a white paint. All my colors are mixed up, 30 grams of paint with 60 grams of my pouring medium, including the white, also mixed up the same as the other colors that you see. My pouring medium is a white craft glue that I've been using for 4 years now. I mix the glue in the ratio 80% glue to 20% water, and that's my pouring medium. I'm also going to be using a silicone tubing to blow out the waves or the foam using the white acrylic mix. So let's get started. Let's get these colors on the canvas. Starting with the beach sand, I'm going to lay down the lightest color, and I'm working in a landscape view today so that you can have the best vantage point and follow me as I go along. So this is just a really fun painting I'm doing. Just wanted to work with some beachy colors today and wanted to share this process with you. This is the first time that I'm doing a fluid art beach painting. I've done oil paintings, but I haven't done one in a fluid art technique. So I hope that it turns out well, and I hope that you enjoy my process and that you also find the time to do this painting as well. So I'm using a spatula just to spread that light beige color paint on the canvas, making sure that I'm able to smear that paint onto the sides as well. It's important to make sure that you have good coverage on the sides. I'm coming in with a beach sand color. It's darker than the light beige. And this is to create that wet sand look in my painting. So just laying down a very narrow band of that color, and then I'm going to be stretching that out across the canvas. You want to be able to get a natural line. Your lines should not be perfectly straight. It should look very natural as possible, to give you that wet shoreline look. So spreading out the excess paint, making sure that I don't have too much paint on the canvas, getting rid of that excess. And then I'm going to lay down the beach, the watercolors, starting with the darkest blue, which will be the phthalo blue. I'm going to start spreading that blue right at the top of my landscape canvas, and that is we start with the darkest shade because that is what's going to give us the illusion of depth, and work my way towards the shoreline from darkest to my lightest color. So that's the phthalo blue. Just pouring a band of that phthalo blue right almost on the back end of the landscape, and that gives the viewer the perspective of deep ocean. The deeper you go into the ocean, the darker the water will become. So it's a phthalo blue. You can also use a Prussian blue depending on your color palette, but always your darkest blue towards the furthest end of your painting. Once again, I'm getting that color nicely saturated, getting the end saturated with color, making sure I don't have any blank spots along my edges. I'm laying down the cobalt blue now. I'm working my way towards the shoreline, and I'm overlapping some of that color onto the phthalo blue as well. And later on you will see I use my fingers to do some blending. This is the cerulean blue. Just making sure that I have enough paint on the canvas. I'm using 4 colors, and also ensuring that I'm blending the seawater from darkest to lightest, because the water becomes lightest as you work your way to the shoreline. Add in the Verte now. Love this color. It's such a sea green, beautiful transparent sea green. Just adding some more color to the beach sand shoreline area. I'm going to be tilting the canvas now and making sure that I have enough paint, almost in thirds. So a third of the canvas I'm wanting my beach sand, then a third of the canvas for my lighter blues, and a third a blend of the 2 darkest shade of blue. So that's what I'm aiming for at this point. I'm really enjoying the process. I'm tilting and I'm stretching and I'm getting some of the excess paint off the canvas. You don't want to leave too much paint on your canvas, because that paint will crack as it dries. So just blending the blue colors together. You know, the ocean is a blend of of different blues and some green. And it's okay to use a gloved finger to blend. And this is just a feather light touch. I'm not pressing very hard, almost just skimming the surface of that paint in order to blend those colors. I'm going to move the canvas now just to bring you into view. I realized that the canvas was off center, so I do apologize. Now I'm coming in with the white paint. This is mixed the same way that I did all the colors. And the white is there for the impression of some waves and some foam. And I'm using the silicone tubing. It's aquarium tubing that you can buy by the meter from your local aquarium pet store. And I'm just puffing and giving it a puff of air to spread it and give it its a natural look. Creating the illusion of foamy froth and some waves. And you can do as many or as few as you want. The deeper you go into the ocean, the tinier the waves become. And that's what I wanted to present with this painting. The heat from the butane torch will create some foam and bubbles. And this is your close-up view. Just look at that illusion of a wave forming in that deep ocean side. I really enjoyed this video, and I hope that you enjoy the process and that you will also try this. Until the next video, bye.